Hello and welcome to Into the Heart. I'm your host, Brian O'Neill, and today we're going to continue on this theme of principles for fostering your attachment relationship as well as your parenting power. So, last time we talked about connect before you direct, the importance of having this thematic message that the bottom line is our relationship. Whatever issues or tasks or whatever that may arise, that comes second. First and foremost is our relationship. And that puts young people and not so young people at ease because they know where they stand. They stand with you. And I want to highlight and emphasize this principle that your relationship is your power to parent. Okay, it's not coercion, whether through rewards or threats. It's not through the loudness of your voice. It's not whatever we might think it is that's external. The ground we stand on is the strength of the relationship we have with our coworkers, with our spouses, with our kids. There's where our power to parent is. And that's why we're focusing on attachment relationship. So today we're going to cover what might seem sort of academic, but it's deeply practical and important. It's the 6 levels of attachment. So when Gordon Neufeld, who is a big proponent of attachment theory, talks about these, he says they line up more or less with every year of age. So the reason that these are important, and I'll say more about this as we go, but when we work the attachment, when we consciously employ these elements, even in the context of connect before you direct, you can use these 6 modes of attachment depending on how old your child is. And you can use these to help establish that connection before you go into a direction with them. Because it creates a context of warmth, a context of maybe delight, of nurturing connection, and it creates an openness of working with you. You might need to work your way up. And it's good to note that teenagers who are becoming defended against their vulnerability may also revert to connecting to the first 3 lower level forms of attachment, especially and even in their peer environments, because these are these sort of more basic and safe. And you might have noticed this with your young people. So let's get into it. In the first year of life, infancy, senses is how they connect through your smell, your touch, how the taste, through that warmth, through their senses, through hearing that you're there. They will have that sense of mom and dad is there and I'm safe and the world is okay. And it's how they regulate quite a bit of the regulation is through connection to you through the senses. Age 2, sameness. Sameness we notice with our toddlers because they want to be the same as us. They want to brush their teeth like daddy, or they want to wear their shirt like Susie, or they want to wear their hockey skates to bed because Uncle so-and-so is a hockey player, and they want to, because they're practicing maintaining connection while apart. And it allows a bit more mobility for the young person because they can maintain a sense of connection while they're not physically connected to you. Age 3, belonging and loyalty. Having a sense that I'm welcome here, I'm wanted here, this is where I belong, this is my home, and that you're committed to me. And they will also demonstrate and express their commitment to you, and even protectiveness. This might seem academic, but it's actually deeply important because we can communicate this to our little person. I'm so glad you're here. I am so glad you're home. Oh, tell me about your day. I missed you. Here, come here. Oh, Bobby says this. Bobby doesn't know what he's talking about. I know you, and I know that this is true about you. And I'm always going to be here to protect you and take care of you. These kinds of things create a sense of safety, create a sense of being held. They're very powerful, and they, even as adults, they're there inside of us. These are deep human yearnings. And when there's a need to connect with our young person or spouse or whomever it may be, belonging and loyalty, or sameness, like through validation. Ah, yes, I remember when I was young and your uncle so and so did this, and I felt just like you did. I felt a lot like you right now. I was so upset. When we validate, we say, yeah, it makes sense that you feel like this because da da da. And even when this happens, I feel a lot like that too. I really get it. That makes sense to me. That sameness creates connection and attunement and regulation. So it's really powerful. It's really important. Significance by age 4, knowing that they're important to you, that they have worth, intrinsic worth to you, that they're significant in your eyes and in your heart, that they really matter to you. This becomes a powerful form of attachment. By the time they hit age 5, you start getting the I love yous. And you can draw out their care for you, for their siblings. And by age 6, being known. Being known is an extremely powerful form of attachment. You're familiar with this probably in yourself. When you discover that so and so doesn't know this about me, I thought we were close. I thought I mattered to them more than that, but ouch, right? To be known is the highest form of attachment. When someone really knows, they see me, they hear me, they get me. They understand my good desires, my good intentions. They know my qualities and they speak them to me. That's so reassuring. It's so strengthening. It's so comforting. It's so powerful. Even in the context of discipline, Bobby, I know that this is not like you. I know this about you. And you're kind and you're caring and you're thoughtful. And okay, when we speak that knowing, we give them those shoes to grow into, but we're also really establishing that groundwork of connection and attachment. It is our power to parent. And I want to highlight and emphasize we affirm and we state and we speak acceptance and love about things that have to do with the person themselves, not their performance. Because performance is external, it's not personal. And if we want them to have this sense of they themselves, within themselves, are known and loved and accepted and safe and welcome here, it has to be statements about their being, not about their performance or about their function. Because when a child becomes performance oriented, it is a very vulnerable and unsatisfying life. Because no matter how well they perform and whatever acceptance or adulation or praise they might get for their performance, it never gets down into here because it's their performance, it's not them that's being accepted. So it's safe, it protects them against rejection or criticism. It might even be adaptive because they might get good grades or be good at sports or be popular or pretty or whatever, but it's fundamentally unsatisfying. Our attachment hearts and brains need that personal acceptance, that personal connection, to know that I am loved, that I am significant, that I am known, that I am welcome here. This is the groundwork of our power to parent. It's the ground we stand on. Hopefully this is helpful to you. It is a little bit on the theoretical side, I admit. However, it's so important and it's actually practical. Take time to percolate on this, to consider it, to think about how you might apply these things, because your relationship and the strength of your relationship depends on the quality of your connection and attachment. And these are the modes by which we attach to people. So experiment with it, try it out, watch for it, because part of what we're doing here is we're developing, as Gordon Neufeld says, we're developing eyes to see and to understand the relationships that we have and what makes them tick. Hope this serves you, and we'll see you next time.